Jason Gill, I'm an X-ray tech, and today I'm going to be doing a PA chest and a lateral chest. So I have my rec here, and I'm just going to put that here for right now. And it looks like my patient's small, judging from her previous X-rays. So I'm going to use a 14 by 14 cassette. So I'm going to bring this cassette over here. I'm going to place my cassette into the bucky with the solid line facing cephalic on the patient. So that will be up towards the top. Put my cassette in, and now I'm going to go over here and make sure my tube is detented to 72 inches, and it is now detented. And so now I want to make sure that the red line here is lined up to the middle of my cassette, which it is. And I'll have my shield nearby, so it's a quick access when I'm about to take my X-ray. Okay, and now I'm going to come over here and set up my technique for first my PA chest, which will be at about 110 and 3.2 mass. So now that that's set up, and I'm going to come over here, find my patient, set up for a PA chest and a lateral exam. So now that I'm all set up everywhere, I get my requisition, check the name, Monique Ruiz, and now I'm going to go get my patient. Hi, Monique?
Yes.
Hi, what's your last name?
Ruiz.
And your date of birth, really quick for me.
2787.
Okay, and do you know the exam we're going to be performing today?
No.
Okay, we're going to be shooting a couple chest x-rays of you.
Okay.
Does that sound about right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And is there any possibility that you could be pregnant?
No.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to have you face this board, put your chest up against there for me as far as you can. And I'm going to now orient my bucky to about 1.5 to 2 inches above her shoulder. So to do that, I will lower the tube and just eyeball it about there, 1.5 to 2 inches above. And I can also look at her vertebral prominence, which is C7, and make sure the top of my light field is hitting about there. So now, I'll go back to my tube, I'll turn on my light field, and what I want to do is lower the tube so that, again, the red line is at the middle of my cassette. And now everything's lined up. Top of the light field's about prominence, and I want to have her roll her shoulders forward and place the back of your hand on your hips. Perfect. Okay, now my PA chest is all lined up. The tube is lined up to my bucky, and I'm going to walk back. First, I want to shield though, before I even shoot an X-ray. She is now properly shielded. Okay, I'm going to instruct Monique to take a deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and hold it. Okay, now I take my X-ray. Okay. You can now breathe and relax. Okay, now I'm going to take this film back. I'm going to run it in the machine. Running. Okay, now I come back with my film. And again, place it in the same orientation. Slide that in. Okay, now this time, Monique, I'm going to have you face towards me. And if you can, grab on about right here for me. Perfect. And now what I want to do for this is make sure that her scapulas are perpendicular to my IR, which they are about. And now I'm going to go over here and check my light field. And I'm going to leave my tube at the same orientation. I'm not going to move it for her. I'm going to have her just scoot back so that the middle of the light field goes up about her mid-coronal plane. And again, just check to make sure she's perpendicular. Okay, and now I'm going to throw the shield back on. And again, if you can take a deep breath in for me, blow that out. Another deep breath in, and hold it. Okay. relax, and this should be it. We just gotta check the image to make sure everything's okay.
Thank you.
Scanning the image. Everything looks great. And now on to the criteria. Okay, now to critique my film, I'm going to make sure I have all the anatomy on my film. I'm going to have the costophrenic angles and the apices. And I want to see a faint shadow of the trachea through the mediastinum with also some heart shadow. And I want to make sure my scapulas are out of the lung field. I want to see lung markings. And I want to make sure there's no rotation, and you can tell by the way that the clavicles are. And